Hi everybody, welcome to this introduction to queries using database technology. We will be using Microsoft Access. What we're going to attempt to do is take this data file, it's just a text file, it's a comma-separated values file, CSV. That's all it is, and if we open it in Notepad, let's see what it looks like. Can we open it with Notepad? Yes, we can. This is what it looks like, okay? Here we have some headers, some field names, score phrase, title, platform, score, genre, and then we've got all the rows of data. So this is a very basic database. We can't do very much with it in Notepad. What we need to do is import this data into a more sophisticated database application. So let's start with that. So I'm going to open a blank database. I'll call it database 1, that's fine. And I'm going to get some external data. Okay, I'm going to import a new data source, which is a text file, the CSV file. And let's see if we can find it. It's in my databases folder. There it is. Okay. Now then, here's all the data. It's separated by a comma. That's exactly what we're talking about. Can you see the first row contains field names? Okay, so don't forget to click that if that's true. Score phrase, title, platform, etc. Score phrase is text, that's fine. Title is text. Platform is text. So we're organizing the data types of each field. Score is a decimal number. So that's called a double. That's fine. That's a decimal number in the database world. Genre is text. Editor's choice can be text. That's fine. And release year is an integer. It's a number. I think that's fine. That works. Let's go to next. Let Access add a primary key. Now don't worry if you don't understand what this thing is. But at the moment, just choose the top option. Let Access add a primary key. And I'm going to call this, just so I know that it's a table, I'm going to call it TBL ing data. So I know it's a table, okay? Did we get it? Yes, there it is, TBL IGN data. Fantastic, okay? Now what I want to do is ask this database table, please show me all records where the year of release was 2012. That's all I want to see. Just show me that data, okay? Now look, there are 577 records of information. Whoa, there's loads. So I want to filter the data so I'm only looking at the release year of 2012. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a query design. And I'm going to use this table in my query. So just double click on it. There it is. We'll close that. Let's drag it down. So these are all the fields in the table. Okay? Now what I want to do is I want to look at the ID, I want to look at the score phrase, I want to look at the title, I want to look at the platform, I want to look at the score, I want to look at the genre, I want to look at the editor's choice, and I want to look at the release year. But remember, we're going to filter the data where the release year is 2012. That is what we're looking for. That's known as the criteria. So in this criteria row here, go to the release year field and we're going to type in 2012. That's it. Now let's run the query. There are 25 records in the database where we have computer games that were made or released in 2012. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right-click on the tab. Do you see the tab? And I'm going to save it. I'm going to call it Query 2012. I'm just going to start with QRY so I remember that this thing is a query. Okay, so there we have it, query. And I can close it. Here's the table, TBL. This is my table of data, 577 records. I saved the query, there it is. So I can click, and open that query. I could look at it in design view. This is the query design. Okay? So that is an introduction to queries.